Good morning, and you know what day it is? Hump Day! Mike. So, we've been talking about managing your state and the triad for several days. Why does it all really matter? Why do you really care? Well, we are our everyday actions. Our habits decide really our destiny. And Tony Robbins talks about that sow a thought, reap an action, sow an action, reap a habit, sow a habit, reap a character, sow a character, reap a destiny. One of the other things you'll hear is if you want to change your life, if you want to increase the quality of your life, raise your standards. And that sounds so overly simplistic, but it's also 1,000% accurate. And so all of this stuff that we're talking about is the how to do that, how to raise your standard, because that sounds great. Okay, I'm going to raise my standards, and then we end up with a lot of things that we end up with a lot of shelf help. We get great books and we read them, but how do we implement that? How do we take the knowledge and turn it into action? Because knowledge is only potential power, it's not power. Action is power. That's why his first book was Personal Power, the ability to act. When we actually take action, then we start to create outcomes. But that really starts with a thought. It really starts with an intention to, in fact, do that. But we can also do it the opposite. We can do the action and it's going to create the thought. That's why we learned in the triad that the physical body, your physiology, changes things first. And it only takes a few weeks to create a new habit. Whenever I'm done with a UPW, that's our first seminar. That's like our basic, here's your fire hose of information introduction to the world of self-help. People will be like, okay, now what do I do? Okay, I just finished this seminar. It was amazing. I'm all pumped up. I feel great. I have all of this stuff. What's the first thing that I do? And my advice is always the same: a morning ritual, a morning routine. Successful people have a morning routine that they do no matter what. They get up typically earlier more than later. Not always. Tony doesn't get up early. Tony stays up late and sleeps late, so it's not 100%. But generally speaking, the early bird does get the worm. There's a reason that that phrase came about. But they tend to get up earlier, and they have a system that they do every day. And the system will involve some type of physical activity. It will involve some type of internal conversation, whether it's meditation, whether it's priming, whatever it is. It will involve some type of systematic approach to the day where you schedule your day or your week or your month. And it will involve some type of review of who you are and what you're doing. Your roles, your goals, your outcomes, your rapid method planning system, whatever it is. Those elements, those 4 elements, are in every successful person's morning ritual. And they all have a morning ritual that they do virtually every day. That starts their day. And it sets in motion that certain actions are going to happen. So we can sit there and analyze all that we want, that we're going to raise our standards. But if we don't act, then it's not going to matter. Well, if you've tried several times to intellectualize how to get yourself to do that and it hasn't worked, then it's time to use physiology first. It's time to use your physical body first. Force yourself to get up. Force yourself to go through a morning routine. Do it before everybody else is up in your house. I hated mornings until I had a child, and I was like, all right, well, if I'm going to work out, it's going to have to be in the mornings. So I changed my approach and I started in the morning. Now I'm addicted to mornings. Most of the time I wake up before my alarm. My alarm is set for 5 o'clock, sometimes 4:30, usually about 5, and usually I wake up beforehand. Usually I wake up about 4:30. And then that's my time. It's quiet. It's my time to, first I got to take Bolt out, and I'll give you guys a Bolt update here this weekend. He's doing good, by the way. But then it's my time to prime. I do priming. I review my roles and goals. I have a whole system that I do in the morning that sets the pace for the day. And you can do the action first. you can force yourself to start to get into that habit. And remember, once you develop that habit, it becomes a ritual. The ritual becomes a character. The character becomes a destiny. It creates a new identity. I've told the story of when I quit drinking 12 years ago, how quickly my identity changed. That shocked me. I thought it would take years. For me, it had happened. I was done. I was a different person. But I thought for everybody else it was going to take a long time. It didn't. 45 days. And all of a sudden, oh yeah, Tim doesn't drink. It was incredible how quickly that happened. Well, you can do that with everything. You can do that with being in a great relationship. You can do that with being in great shape. You can do that with financial independence. Sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a destiny. Design your life so you're not part of somebody else's. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for hopping on. I'm going to say hi to everyone. Jim, good morning. Dolly and Colleen, thank you so much for hopping on today. Wendy, so great to see you down in Florida. I hope I get to see you in person in November or December. Honored that everybody takes the time to watch. Thank you guys very, very much. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.